Hey, what's up, fellas? Welcome to another video. This is another day of rec ball at Long Live, and this is the second to last Saturday of the winter season. As you can see, it's starting to warm up. No more snow, or a lot less snow than before. And this is the rec ball group headed by, or refed by, Chris. As always, he did a wonderful job getting us out on the field, playing back-to-back games sometimes. So if you're new to paintball or to Long Live, make sure you request him, and he'll make sure that you and your group will be out there as many times as he can, and as many times as your body can take it. But this day, I actually started out with a pump, but I haven't gone around to editing it. So, and then actually after a few games with the pump, I decided to use the electro and use the bob long closer because I've only used it one time before and I was really liking the way it felt, so I just wanted to bust it out and use it some more and get more familiar with the closer. Now this one was actually one of the games that we played, or the first game that we played in the I don't really remember or know the name of this field, but I think it was about a 5-on-5 game, and I decided to go on the right side and push up towards the middle, and actually through that gap I see Heather advancing and I try to get her, and I think it bounced off. There's Chris again checking to see if it broke and declares it clean. So I didn't think she saw me, so I decided to just inch out a little bit, out from the bunker and try and catch her as soon as she pops out. And she actually gets me. Great job on her part. I didn't know she saw, but later on I asked her that
Good shot.
she did see me out, and she did an
I didn't know you were
excellent
gonna pop
job
out.
snap shooting. I think she only fired like two or three shots, and she got me right on the mask on the second shot.
No, I got her.
So it was basically a 1-to-1. So it was a
Right
great
there.
point.
Good shot. Got me right here. Oh, on the lens too.
So here is the second game on the same field that you just saw. We just switched it up, and going back to the closer, I really liked playing with the closer. Like I said before, this was my first bob long, and it took some time getting familiar with the drivetrain, but after looking at the manual, going to the online sites and asking advice and looking at their tutorials, it was fairly easy to be able to disassemble the drivetrain, take a look at the parts, what O-ring sizes I needed, and the DA 55, which was recommended on all the bob long. And fortunately I was able to have the pressure tester, so it definitely made it a lot easier to fine-tune and maintain and it being the second time out, I basically just have it at stock settings, stock pressures. I actually had to back out or reduce the HPR pressure because with the stock pressure I was actually shooting about 300, 310, so I just had to reduce it a little bit. So about here I tried to make a run for the middle of the field, which is that big white spool right there, and since it's the middle of the field I had to play with the camera because I had to look right and to the left, so I just kept switching back and forth on my mask. And wouldn't you know it, the side that I put the camera on is the opposite side where the action is happening. Here Heather and I face off again. Fortunately I was able to get her before she gets me. She thanks me for the hit, and being the gentleman that I am, I just had to say you're welcome, because mama didn't raise no jerk. And right about here, it seemed like there was nobody on the right-hand side. I was just hearing some shots towards the middle and to the left. So I decided to move up and get a better angle to see exactly where they are. And I actually see Steve up ahead on that A bunker right there. And I try and take a couple of shots to get him on the side. I see the paintball splatter, and I thought I got him on the mask, but it turns out I just hit the corner of the bunker. And there we go, Chris again checking to make sure.
Yeah, I got him in the mask.
If it hit, and so Steve and I battled it out some more. So I try to rush up and try and get a better angle, and I shoot three, and one of them catches him on the shoulder as he tries to fire one at me. But as I find later on, he was actually out of first strike rounds. So that was I guess, luck and good timing that I wasn't able to get hit by him because he
Good
did
jump
get
right
me
there,
once
man.
before earlier in the day
You
with
caught me
that
off
pump.
guard. Yeah, that was all.
Now here we are on a different field. This is the container field. You've seen this field before in my videos. This field is one of the more popular fields besides the town in Long Live. Again, it's about maybe a 5-on-5, 6-on-6. So I just decide to take it a little bit easy in the beginning, just feel how everybody is playing and actually use this little gap to see where people are and shoot a few out of. Usually the door to this cargo or this container
You're pretty
is
reserved
open
today. I
and
mean, this
that
game.
window is completely open, but I guess the wind turned it the other way and people just left it that way, which is good on this side because you can use that to your advantage shooting out and giving the other people a harder or less of a chance to get a paintball right through and hit you. Now going back to the closer again. At the time of me editing this, I actually sold the closer somewhat regrettably. So I don't have it anymore. So that's it for the closer for me. But I did sell it to a person, and so it's going that I know. So it's going to a good home. He's actually a teammate and a ref at this field who recently sold his Ego 8 and was looking for another gun. And he had approached me about this closer before. I told him I might be selling it, I might not, and I just left it at that. And he asked me about the closer a few days later, and I guess it was one of those times that I decided, you know what, yeah, I'll sell it. And that was that. I met him this weekend during actually one of the Long Live scenario games, but I wasn't able to play, so I had to do some things around the area, and I stopped by and sold it to him. But I'm definitely going to miss that gun. Hopefully in the future I might be able to acquire another Bob Long, and I am looking forward to that experience and seeing how the new ones compare to this classic. I was definitely impressed on how it shot, especially since it was an '07 or an '08 marker, so it's definitely a few years old. It was comparable to the very first time I shot a MacDev droid, I guess maybe a couple of years ago, and I was really surprised at how smooth and how quiet the spoolie was. So it was basically the same experience that I wish I had gotten a marker like this, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I definitely would have kept it because it's definitely still a great marker and still can definitely compete with many of the newer markers out there. Anyway, back to the game. I was able to make it up on the right side midfield and use this angle to try and hit people cross field, as well as see if anybody is peeking out of the container on the right hand side. I try to shoot a couple through the window to see if I can get somebody, because I see shadows here and there walking past, or I see a barrel sticking out. So I'm just basically looking at the windows, looking at the right hand side, and fortunately I catch somebody looking out, and I wait a few more seconds and somebody else comes out and does the same exact thing.
Okay, this is Steve's T81 with some first strike. He was kind enough to let me try and shoot it. Oop, safety. Wow, very nice. Wow. Very nice, Steve. Thank you. Awesome.
Well, that about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was definitely a great time again playing at Long Live and playing with the regulars. Thank you to Chris for repping our group and making sure we got to the field as much as we could, even though our bodies felt it the next day. But thank you for making it a great day. And also thank you to you guys out there for watching the videos, for leaving comments, subscribing, and thumbs upping it, if that's even a real word. But I totally appreciate you guys doing it. Feel free, like always, to leave a comment or give me any advice on the videos or anything you would like to see, giving me different ideas to put anything out there. I look forward to playing a little bit more now that winter is over. Hopefully the next couple of weekends won't be a rainy one, and I hope to see you guys out there at the field and play paintball.